Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. Yeah.
What's going on?
I just be jamming to the beat. What is going on, sir? How are you?
I'm doing fantastically splendid on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Herb, how are you?
Man, it's always a good day when we get the show out on the air and kind of almost on time. So we're not the most professional, but we try our best. Fun show as always. We'll go through the AP poll as usual. We've had some videos this week. We might reference them. Talked about the SEC picture, standings and everything coming up. So that'll be a good one. We've had plenty of videos on Tennessee already, but go check out our videos. Our game balls have been broken down and everything, and go see Rodg attempt to light a cigar with, coming up at the halfway point of this hour, Jack Veltri, who joined us for the South Carolina preview earlier this summer, he's going to come in and help us do a proper breakdown of this game and kind of maybe talk about what went wrong. And Jay Bake is already we'll get down to that one, but that was a fun. Got to start off, I guess. Zach starts off our show, National Tavern Style Pizza Day. I think they're cheating by getting these different pizza days, though. It's like pizza's taking up one too many, because I think there's a pepperoni's pizza slice day and all that stuff. So I don't know. Jay Bake, Roll Tide, sir. How are you doing tonight?
Evening, Jay Bake.
Lady Alpha, the Wrestling Divas podcast. Hope all is well there. I know they had to take a break for a week. Look forward to seeing y'all back next week. Baffle Pools are in the house. What's up, Kat? Roll Tide. Kat was working on some math today, some tough math. So I don't know if she's ready tonight. Yes, we're still recovering. And please do hit the like and subscribe button. Help us out, folks. We appreciate y'all. Carol, that was a fun game, but I think we all said it. Yeah. Was that on Saturday night? Everybody was just waiting for the first stop. Georgia gets one stop and the game was over.
It's over, Georgia's always going to be in the game regardless of the score, especially that second half. They're coming out swinging. So if you don't put them to bed early, it's always going to be a game with Georgia. So kudos to Georgia for the win.
Yep. What up, Nick? Nick just released a video with us today discussing the Florida coaching hire and who should be next. So some obvious names, some not so obvious names. So that was a fun one. Carol, what's up to you? And again, congrats to your team. Jay Bay, the video is loaded. I think I might have to tell her hurry up and show up with your fans. Rodg, did you ever think that the two most popular segments on our show would not involve us? Did you see her already? Oh,
eventually that's what happens. Yeah, she's already in here.
Okay, well, we'll get to that first then, because since we have a guest. So let me catch up real quick.
Yeah.
Two of the best in the game. I assume he's talking about you and Rodney, Rodg. Two of the best in the game. Appreciate it. Can't put Sadie's first quote up, but I see her now. Keith Hogan, what's up, man? We always appreciate you stopping by every week.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Drew, what's up, man? How are you doing tonight, sir? Tiesman, the season is in effect. Drew. And then the other Tiesman, what's up, Kyle? Roll Tide to you, man. Pizza is the best. I know I'm slightly off on pizza lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. I say that, but then I got a pizza box sitting behind me, so scratch everything I just said. I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. Big Mike, prepare for a solo show tomorrow, Rodg. 6 p.m. No pre-show, just a 6 p.m. Nothing but Mike in all his glory. Yeah. No offense to Sped, but I expect this will be the highest rated show.
Oh my gosh!
Yes. So, and Nick, it's always our pleasure. So
we appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Technically, it's driving and filming, so I don't know if it counts, right? And what's up, Tim? What's up, man? You can always hang out with us. We're never on at the same time as Randy, so you can always double dip. But it's always good to see you.
Yeah, Tim, we appreciate you, man. You're welcome here.
Oh, I'm gonna save that one. Oh, and by the way, since I am saving what he just said about Auburn there, played in a minute. Any questions you have for Jack Veltri and South Carolina stuff, you can post them now. We'll save them. We'll bring them on when he comes on there. So we'll leave any specific stuff for him. And since she's already been in here, we might as well just start the show, right?
Let's do it.
Well, good morning, guys. Here we are back in the car, and Auburn lost again. 4 straight losses. This is not fun. We made a little progress. We went to overtime, if you want to call it that. It's just the same shit every week. It's on the offense. Defense shows up, offense struggles. We look good the first drive, and then it's just like, what are we doing? Some of the play calling has just been atrocious. Overtime, the play calling was abysmal. Like, I don't even know what we were doing on 3rd and 4th down. But it's just like, what are we doing? Arkansas's this weekend, and I got zero hope and faith. Their offense is great. Defense is one of the worst. I think it's the worst in the SEC. But do I think we can score on them? Probably not. So yeah, I really thought Hugh was going to get fired on Sunday if we lost to Missouri, but now I'm hearing it's if we lose to Arkansas, which at this point, like, what are we waiting on? We can't wait till the end of the season, because signing day is December 12th. So, like, that puts everything in a bind. Like, I feel like we got to do it. Billy got fired this weekend, and I was like, oh, please be next. I hate to say that about anybody, but, like, we're just not making any progress. And I'm, as an Auburn fan, sick of seeing the product we're putting on the field for an offensive-minded coach. So hopefully a miracle will happen this weekend. Who knows? War Eagle.
I feel so bad because Sadie's a friend. But, what, you can't hear me? Are you saying you can't hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel bad because Sadie's a friend, but okay, Rodg just said F it. You just take yourself off the stage? Are you okay, Rodg?
I can't hear you, Herb. That's why I jumped out.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. My bad. I hate it because Sadie is definitely a friend, but it is tough to watch her go through it every week. So, and let me see. Where was this favorite segment? Oh, it is tough. People look forward to it though. People look forward to the segment. I remember the first time it came out, the segment was like, "What are we doing?" And now everybody's like, "Where's Sadie?" So, yep, and Kat, that's a good point too as well. So, I don't know what's going to happen with them. She's right about the timing. That's one reason why Florida did it. They even mentioned we were just waiting for a bye week, so it gives everybody a chance to kind of reset, get rid of the coach, see what's going to happen, after the bye. And then, like she mentioned, recruiting and everything is crazy as well. So, the timing of it is. I mean, he's gone. I just don't see. You'd have to run the table just to get to a bowl at this point, and that was not the expectation coming into this year. So I just don't see why he's gone. Let's say, yeah, Kat. Well, to be fair, I don't even like hearing me. True story, I don't watch any of the videos I'm in, so I've never rewatched this show except when I have to cut it out, like to edit something, and that's usually why Big Mike does it, because he's the only one that can maybe stomach it. So we're Auburn and Florida getting into a bidding war for Franklin. No. The thing is, at this point, if you're one of those guys, if you're Auburn and you can go like 10-2 and just lose to Alabama and Florida, I mean, it probably wouldn't last that long because they're more natural rivals. But if you could at least get to the playoffs and not win the big game, that's a step up from where you're at right now, right? He sounds pretty. Oh, so wrong, so wrong. Have you guys seen the video where there's a Jets fan outside the stadium and somebody just asks him, like, how you feel? And he goes, I hate this team. I mean, I was born into this, they're Jets fans, so I'm a Jets fan, but I hate this team. And just walks off. That's what I feel like she's going through right now. We're actively thinking, can we just lose a game and fire a coach? Oh, we lost the game, we're still not firing the coach. I don't see what they're hanging on to with Freeze at this point. So Harley Davidson dealer in Fayetteville. Yes, there is. I could be very frustrating to work with, though, so I could see why he'd want to do that. I just know that I love you, Rodg. I hope you come back one day. Okay, I thought so, but he said he couldn't hear me. So Sadie said I did. So what is the thing, Sadie? Why are you in this life? Did you ever think either an Auburn segment would be one of the top 2 favorite segments? One being that, and 2 being fun facts by Mike. Y'all's favorite 2 segments don't involve me or Rodg. I don't know if I should take that personally or just realize how great Sadie and Mike are. So, he said because Auburn. So nobody wants to see the videos after Auburn is winning, but when they're losing, everybody wants to see the misery. I agree. It got to be gone after this. If they somehow lose to Arkansas, and like you said, the problem is defense. Slow Arkansas down. But if Arkansas gets to like 20, Auburn's in trouble. So, who would you want as your coach, Sadie? That's a question directly for you. You can answer here or in the next video. And this was one that was earlier that I skipped. John Summerall and Deuce Knight took all this Auburn stuff off us. And that was their hope for the future. That was like probably the only way you keep a Cam Coleman is if Deuce Knight will be the guy next year. Hopefully you like him. So parents will with Auburn, so I was raised diehard Auburn. That's fair. That's fair. And Kat says she's with you. Ooh, Marcus. I don't know that he'd want to leave Notre Dame for Auburn, but I think that's a great. I think that'd be a great hire for sure. I think I'm going backwards now. Keith, yeah, freeze forever. Freeze warnings forever. He just got that new burger commercial with DeBoer, and then he can't get fired now. You just got started. So, James Franklin is still an upgrade on what they have. And that's a guy who doesn't win the big games, but he wins a lot of small ones. And he won at Vanderbilt. So I can see it as a step up for both programs. I think he could help build the program, get you to almost where you want to, and then you fire Franklin and get the guy who gets you over the hump. So I could see it. They're hiring us, yeah. And that's why I think they did it this time, to give them some weeks where you're not focused on games, so where you could get through it. Let me see. Brother graduated from Auburn. Yeah, it's rough in these streets. And Sadie now I think she came around to it a couple weeks ago. Friend Bo, shout out to Bo. Hope y'all are doing all right. They have been on the fire freeze, I think since the beginning of this season. So it's getting rough. Rodg like to point out Auburn anonymous guys were talking. What did they say? 10-2, 11-1 is what they thought for this season. There's a chance to go undefeated, and now it's just really, really gone downhill. Playing a bad bowl because So what was it? I was talking with my friend Tom, and there was a post out there to where the trajectory Auburn would be on, and UAB is where they could both play in the Birmingham Bowl. I said I would absolutely go to that, but now it looks like Auburn might miss a bowl, so we can't even do that. So beat Arkansas and get us an extension. So play the debate segment. Why is debate in quotes? It's a fair debate. Just because Rodg happens to lose them all, I don't see why. So, big dream. Yep. As far as the coaches go, Bama and Eagles. Yes, very good time to be both. So, I think Gus had kind of reached a spot where every year he was beating Alabama or beating Georgia, and the rest of the season was bad. But having said that, and I think I don't know. His offense needs the exact right person to work, and I think you're seeing kind of in the ACC once people figure it out, they shut him down. So I can see why they ended up with Gus. So it's one of some things. But this weekend, yeah. So what is it? Only a loss that gets him fired? What about a really close win, last second field goal win? What happens then? Is he gone? So, all right, that will cover the Auburn part of this. Sadie, thank you once again for the video. I know you're in pain, but we appreciate you coming on. So, like I said, you won over Jay Bake, so I think that's a big thing. Let's take our first look at the AP poll for the week, the poll that never really seems to matter, but we still throw it up there. Are they letting anyone else in besides the Big Ten and the read option is so 2016. I mean, it took us by surprise, and then the rest of it has gone downhill. The ACC has figured it out. There's a lot of tape on it, and that's the reason why Florida State's defeated in the ACC. So, yeah, what they tried to do with Harsin. I realize he might not have been the guy, but I guess manufacturing a scandal so you can get rid of somebody, that's kind of low down. So, Sadie's already moved on. I don't blame you. So the question was posed in there, I guess, with Ohio State and Indiana. Is Ohio State as good as we think? Should Indiana, by virtue of going on the road to Oregon and getting that tough win, should they jump them? So that's interesting. Ohio State looks tough. I would love to see them, if that was like an Alabama versus Ohio State thing, they would definitely be favored, I would think. And that wide receiving core would give us fits. So that would be an interesting matchup. A&M, you watch the videos and everyone is just waiting for A&M to drop the game that they shouldn't drop. So, and it's funny, we were going through the SEC picks. I want to say Rodg picked Texas A&M to make the title game, but my pick was still number 4 and 5 to make the SEC championship game. So, and speaking of which, somebody we missed tonight. What's up, Randy? Hope all is well. I text Randy to see if he was okay. I think he left me on red. I'm a little sad tonight, folks, but that's okay. I know Randy's a busy guy, so. LSU. I hope not. Let's see. The same problem before Saban. Yeah, that's when Rodg and I became fans. So that's why we never get too high or too low with what's going on. Some of this stuff is cyclical. It's harder to stay on top right now when you are, especially in the transfer portal era. So sometimes you just got to take the highs and the lows. But I'm sorry, you're talking specifically about boosters. Yeah, there was a lot of coaches before Saban, and nobody could figure it out. Sometimes these guys pull the trigger too quick. No, I don't think that's the problem with Freeze. I think it's just been proven it's time for him to go. And now the leashes are shorter when you come into the transfer portal era and the NIL and everything. People aren't waiting. We might rag on Dion, but he got into a bowl in 2 years after being terrible. So, the oh, J Big, I don't know if I should put that one up there. You know what? You hired a Mormon. What else we got? SEC, Big Ten, and Notre Dame. Yes. So I was about to say how did everybody feel about Notre Dame, but I already know how this program feels about Notre Dame. We are pretty consistent in the Notre Dame hate. I don't know how you lose your 2 best and then get all the way back up to 12 over like in Oklahoma. I mean, I know Texas Tech just finally lost one, but there's still only one loss, on the road to a rival who's actually number 11. So I guess what's helping Notre Dame, though, I guess to be fair, they lost to 3-9. So do I think they're the 12th best in the country? I don't know about that, but I think they're making the playoffs for sure. So, and yes, Randy, you were definitely missed. So everybody, Rodg in Alabama, George had Bama and A&M. Yeah, I just think Georgia's going to find a way to get back in there. They only have one conference loss. I think they're favored in all the rest of their games, and the toughest one is Texas, and I'm not picking Texas to beat them. So guarantee if they're on my schedule for the rest, I'm picking Georgia to win out. And, of course, Alabama has the ability to still lose one game and maybe get there, but it's kind of muddled at the top. What did I say in my video? 6 one-loss teams, but I think they all 6 of them play one another this weekend. So you're going to whittle that down just a little bit. I can flip over there. Yep. Missouri and Vandy, yep, with 1 loss. Ole Miss, Oklahoma with 1 loss. In the conference, I should say. Was it A&M? No, because A&M doesn't have – I thought there was one more. So maybe I missed that. But Rodg. No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
He can hear me. I can't hear him.
Yep. I don't know how it's new. I don't know what went on the speakers either, so that was weird. Let me see. Going back to this, I missed that. Don't. Oh, Jay Bake too late. I already went and played it. This is what happens when you have a solo show. All of a sudden, you play all the comments. You don't worry about it. So, yes, can't stand Notre Dame. Does anybody see any way that Notre Dame misses the playoffs, though? If you're already 12 at this point and there's no ranked teams left on your schedule, you're probably seeing them, especially with the attrition at the top, you're probably see them. They got a chance to float into that 8 range and get a snag one of those first round home games. So I think it's going to happen. Yeah. So another one will drop below 20. So here's the interesting thing, and we'll talk about this later, but LSU is kind of flailing, and I think they'll lose a couple more before they get to, or maybe at least one more before they get to us, right? South Carolina, which is still a dangerous game because now it's a road favorite, and we always do bad at that spot. It almost just depends on who you lose to as far as this ranking goes, but you can't drop two SEC games. So you need to beat South Carolina, get into this bye, and at worst lose only one out of LSU, Oklahoma, Auburn. So imagine getting to the Auburn game with that voodoo there, and somebody's been fired, and the interim coach is trying to make a name for himself, and that's the game that could keep you in or out of the playoffs. Like, that atmosphere would be wild. So, Jay Bake, I appreciate it. Which, by the way, folks, if anybody has any South Carolina questions, Jack Veltri from Gamecock Central will be on with us in about 10 minutes from now. So leave any questions for him. My 3 favorite players on this team. So here's the problem with asking me that question, because it's an excellent question, is I tend towards offense, and I tend towards, I don't know anybody else does this. When I daydream about sports, and every guy like daydream fantasize, I always daydream about the position I would be playing, right? So mine would be wide receivers. So I can just give you 3 wide receivers, but I'll try and spread the love. I will say Isaiah Horton, still Ho-Town, choo-choo. Latsier Brooks, and I need a defender. Yonze Pierre is winning me over, but that's JT's guy, so I can't steal him. I don't want to steal Dijon Lee, Colonel Mustard, because that is Cats. So I'm going to say Big Booty Bray Hubbard. Big Booty Bray, because of how week 1 went and then how he's recovered from that. So, although I was such a Keon Sabb guy, am I betraying Keon Sabb?
Are we good?
If I pick, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, we're back.
What did you do?
I restarted my computer. I tried multiple devices, then Sydney just told me to restart the computer. Anyway, sorry. So what did I miss? I'm back.
Well, here's an excellent question for you to start on, Rod. Since week 1, who's become your top 3 favorite players on the team?
Number 1, I like Kevin Riley. Jam's always going to be my favorite running back on the team, but I like the way that Kevin Riley has stepped up in Jam's absence, especially early on in the season.
Yeah. It must be Riley, because Jam don't move like that.
Number 2's got to be Jeremy. I absolutely love our receiving core this year, but Jeremy has, and even this goes back to like midway through season, the previous season, 2024. Jeremy has been the most reliable receiver we've had, and we can use him in different type of positions, run the ball in the backfield, whatever the case may be. So him, Kevin Riley, Jeremy, and probably I like LT Overton, but I got to go with Big Booty Bray, man. I like Bray. Bray's been, after week 1. We know that Bray Hubbard had a sloppy week 1, and that clip went viral of him kind of jogging on the field. But ever since then, he's just turned to an absolute monster, and you could tell he's playing player angrier every single week. So those 3 are the ones that come to mind right now. But I like a lot of the guys this team, man. I really like the way this team has been coming together. So no complaints from anybody, really. Except for Damani Jackson, the last game, when we started to get all those flags towards the end of the game against Tennessee. I was like, come on, bro. Just let it go.
The funny thing about watching it, too, we were like, yeah, that's interference.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's interference.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interference. One time, I think the receiver went to jump, and he just put his arms around him.
Yes.
Oh, and we just looked at the AP poll, and people were making comments on that. So I agree, man, especially over this last 4 games.
Yeah.
You know what I love about the Big Ten taking shots at it, too? They're like, oh, some of these teams are overrated. We're like, okay, they have Ohio State number 1. Oh, well, it should be number 1. I'm like, so which is it? Your teams are properly rated, and all the SEC teams are improperly rated?
It's the fact that the SEC is the deepest. It's usually the deepest conference in the country, and it is now. It's evident. And I like the fact that we're ranked as high as we are because we're the most battle-tested team, and we have the most win, the best wins out of all the teams right now going into it. I mean, you look at Ohio State; they haven't done anything to lose the number 1 spot, but how much have they actually proven us? Yes, they beat Texas in game 1, but we know where Texas is right now. Texas is starting to get a little better right now. But other than that, they don't have a lot of great wins right now. Obviously, they play Michigan at the end of the year. I feel like that game can always go either way, regardless of how each team is playing. So that'll be an interesting game. But right now Alabama's the best and most battle tested team right now, and I love the football we're playing.
Yep, I agree. These are specific to you, so I got to go back to them. Nick's tried to take your job the second year.
Man, just had some serious technical difficulties, man, and I don't know what happened, but the mic just kind of went out, so I restarted the computer. I'm good now, so I apologize to all that. Cat, it could have been Darnell. I actually need to talk to Darnell. Maybe I'll holler at him tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah, there you go. The Cat's more of a defensive person, so I know. Yeah. So when I gave mine, that's the first thing I said. And I said favorite since the beginning of the season. So I went with Isaiah Horton, Hote Train. I went Latsier Brooks, and that wasn't to say anything about Bernard because I love the Germinator, but it's kind of like guys who have grown on me since the beginning of the season. Versus and there's a Mustard Bray,
Colonel Mustard,
and then I went Big Bray as well because of his response. So. See,
you just wanted to say that name.
I really did just want to do all the nicknames. So
yes.
Hey, no problem, Tim. We appreciate you. Appreciate you commenting on the videos too as well, man. You have a good night, sir.
Have a blessed evening.
Yeah. You know what's sad? This ain't even like the Saturday show. This is just normal. Herb.
No, this is a regular show. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till you get to slightly hydrated Herb on.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Speaking of, I have to go pick up some hydration. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm surprised. You must have forgot what I have to do Saturday because you haven't given me a hard time at all.
So Herb.
And I'm making it up because I give you such a hard time. I feel like it's fair.
So Herb.
Oh, look, Tim's birthday. Oh, your birthday is Saturday. Congratulations, Tim. That's where I'm going to be at, folks.
Happy birthday, Tim. Herb has a birthday gathering to attend Saturday.
Watch, I'm trying to acknowledge all the comments. Can we?
No, you're going to take this. When we had to take the kids to see Elmo during the game, you gave it to me. So Herb has to go see. He has to go to a birthday party at 2 p.m. Saturday. And I feel like it would be very rude for Herb to go to a birthday party and watch the game on his TV. I mean, on his phone. So. He's going to have to put his phone up. He's not going to be able to pull out his phone, and he's going to have to just be at the birthday party.
Time. First off.
Is that a Kirby Smart timeout?
I will. Time out. First off, I will not be watching it on my phone because we are commandeering a TV. I will either A, bring my little TV and put it there, or B, we will commandeer a TV at this person. My wife said he's got it should be a nice house. AKA, he will have TVs in every room, and I will.
Is he an Alabama fan? Is he an Alabama fan?
That's what I hear. She said he's an Alabama fan, but if you're an Alabama fan, you do not schedule.
I would have scheduled this
or your birthday party at 2.
I would have scheduled at night or something like that. But let's do it at like 6. Yeah.
Yes. Anything else? So, I didn't see Jackson as that was it. Alabama texting in, playing the best. Yep, agreed. Pulling a Rodg Saturday, got to be at the pumpkin patch.
We went. We actually went last week to the pumpkin patch. So we went in the morning. Yep. Sadie, that is true. I joked about it last time I came up there, and you didn't see me. You go to Herb's house. There's a TV in the bathroom. Exactly. There's a TV in the garage. Exactly. There's a TV on top of his car. There's a TV. There's a TV.
There's not one on top of my car, but there is all the rest of that. So
Herb's like, look, what if there's some Bama fans behind us and we're driving in traffic?
All right, we got a special guest we got to get to. One of our favorites from this past season. I actually went back and watched our episode before coming on today, and I was actually laughing and having a good time. I was like, "Oh man, I love
Zach." Jack's
from Gamecock Central, Zach Veltri. Sir, how are you doing tonight, man?
Fellas, what is going on? Long time.
What's going on, man?
Man, now it's great to be back on with you guys. When you reached out, I was like, hell yes.
Yeah. Jack, I have a question. Jack, is that a Notre Dame shirt? I just see it's green.
No,
is that a Notre Dame shirt you're wearing? No,
it is a Marshall.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, okay.
The quick backstory. My brother played football at Marshall for 2 years.
Okay.
And honestly, this is the first shirt I saw in my dresser, so I'm like, I'm putting it on. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it.
Are you talking about your brother Charlie?
Get out there.
What's up?
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie. That's my brother.
All right.
So.
All right.
How do you know that?
Yeah, I know. How do you know
Google. It's you type in Belgium watching football. Come on, guys.
I was like, whoa. How do you like, bro? What?
That was like, I was like, and he was like, yeah, my brother Charles. Like,
Herb
what
was
did
so
I
confused.
just
Like,
miss?
wait, huh? I was like, dude, you just Google it right quick.
And you pulled that out like real quick. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right. I'll probably do the same if somebody visited me on my birthday. So, Jack, I went back and watched the episode, and I was like, man, I like Jack, but I don't know how to approach this episode when like none of our predictions were right on kind of what the season has gone through. And I was like, how do you broach this subject and not make it sound, insulting? But a lot of the stuff we thought, Rodg had him at 9-3. I think I had him at 9-3 as well. You were like anywhere between 8-4, 10-2 being the ceiling. Our buddy JT from Roll Tide Nation had you guys in the SEC championship game. And it just hasn't like gone according to schedule at all. What has been the issues you think? And you did, to your point, to your favor, you did point out potentials, that would stop them. And it seems like maybe everything that you thought could go wrong.
Yeah, a lot of different issues, guys. It's been since July since we spoke, so it's been a while. And I think you have to start with the offense, not giving you enough of a chance to go out here and win football games. And I've been talking about it a lot this week. Blame goes not just in one direction with the offense. It goes everywhere. It is the offensive line struggling a lot. They have dealt with a ton of injuries this season, and that's clearly affected them. Mike Shula's play calling, you guys know Mike all too well from his time at Bama. This weekend. But, unfortunately, I think is the right word. His play calling has been subject to a ton of criticism here at South Carolina so far. Like, guys, there was a literal student protest on campus this week where I think 20 to 30 students started a fire Shula protest. So
I saw it.
It was pretty lame, to be honest, from the looks of it. Like, kudos for the effort, but it lasted a few minutes maybe. So it really wasn't all it was cracked up to be. But that's kind of the sentiment right now. There were literal chants during the game on Saturday against Oklahoma where you had fans chanting fire Shula. It was bad, guys. So the offense has been rough. Lenore Sellers hasn't really played like his old self. And I think some of that has to do with him and his decision making. He's got to be able to get the football, throw the football away when guys are coming after him, because he has not gotten much protection in the pocket. But he's also just not making those same type of plays that he did last year, where he's breaking out of tackles consistently and being Superman on the field. He's not being Superman right now. He's playing much more like a Clark Kent type of guy, if you get what I'm saying. So the point is, the run game hasn't been great either. A lot of issues offensively. Defensively, I think you've given yourself a chance to win, but your offense is doing nothing. That's the main problem here.
Right.
So with the offensive, with the offensive struggles that South Carolina has had, would you put that more on Shula, or would you think it's a mixture of Shula and Sellers, or just kind of even, or how would you place that?
Not even in terms of like Shula, I think, is a big part of the problem. Sellers, I would give the least amount of blame because he has had some good moments at times. There's only so much you can do with this offense. I think the biggest issue and biggest criticism I've seen from the fan base is that they run a pro-style type of offense and it's a passing offense when it's that's not who Lenore Sellers is, guys. You watched last year, mobile quarterback, a guy that can throw, but your first instinct is this guy's a dual threat guy, and you're just not seeing that this season.
Yeah, which is interesting because you're seeing way more of Lenore Sellers types than you are your typical, drop back and do it guy. But also, if you're Shula, Sellers is your guy. How do you not adapt to that coming in? So that's really, really interesting as far as that goes. You had another. Oh, well, I don't know. This is a scheduling question, but who schedules Bama for their homecoming?
Yeah, I don't understand the homecoming thing. It's not. It's is it even really homecoming? Because isn't there I guess you crown a king and a queen, but honestly, who cares? It's one thing in high school when that stuff actually matters. But odds are you like if you go to like these universities and stuff and you hear, oh, so and so's the homecoming king and homecoming queen, you've probably never even met them because of how big this is.
Yeah,
so it's I just when I hear people say, ooh, they scheduled so and so for their homecoming game, so disrespectful. Yeah, disrespect is the word thrown around. I'm just like, who cares? Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It's not going to affect the kids either. I mean, regardless of the outcome of the game, they're still going to go out and have fun anyway. So they don't care. It's just like, it is what it is.
Yep. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Auburn had homecoming like 4 games in. It was they had 2 home games in a row, and the second one was the homecoming, I think, is how theirs went. Yeah. So, or maybe 3 games in. So it doesn't matter. So you said that, but defense wise, you still grade them out pretty well. You just think they're not getting
not as good as last year. I think that was I think that was one of the things I talked about with you guys was how they lost a lot from last season, and that was going to be a challenge to replace, and it has been. Dylan Stewart, the main guy that came back, he's been all right. He's had 3.5 sacks this year, but it's not consistently as good as it was last year, where he's a wrecking machine every single game. The defense has been all right. I would probably, if I had to grade them, I would give them probably like a B minus, maybe. Like last year's was an A plus across the board, but this is a B minus, and that's to be expected taking a step back. But I think it's more so just the defense hasn't been amazing, but they shouldn't have to be because your offense should be able to keep up and score points, but that just has not been the case at all this year.
Yeah. And they're ranked kind of around 10th, 9th, 10th, yeah. But I feel like in the games,
that feels right.
Do you think, going back to the offense, do you think Sellers is still feeling some effects from the Vandy game, or is it just his play period even before that point?
Like in terms of the injury?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that's really a factor at this point. We haven't heard that be an issue at all. But I will just say, I think it's more so the protection is just not good, guys. He's getting blocking for 1 to 2 seconds. And I mean, you guys know what Ty Simpson can do with a clean pocket. I mean, imagine what a quarterback like Sellers could do if he had a clean pocket. And that just has not been the case for most of his time here at South Carolina. And for whatever reason, because last year he didn't have clean pockets most of the time, but he was able to escape and scramble. And I think a lot of that had to do with it was year 1 as a starting quarterback, and there wasn't a ton of tape on him. Now teams know what to expect from him. They know he can do that stuff. So what they've had is spies on defense to really lock in on just Sellers. I mean, he's brought up every single week when you hear Caitlin DeBoer talked about him this week. Like every opposing coach that South Carolina has played against, they always bring up Sellers and how important it is to stop him. So teams are focusing in on that. And I think you're seeing a lot of them learn from the mistakes that happened last year. And I think it also helps these teams that they already played them last year. Like the schedule's just flipped this year in the SEC, which for better or worse is an advantage for those teams.
Yeah, no. But you still think he's going to be a top pick, though, in this draft, right? Was that your last article? I saw it on Gamecocks. I can remember.
Yeah, one of our writers wrote that, and I don't agree with that he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Like, he's not playing like it at all, and it doesn't help that he has not gotten much help from the play calling and the protection. But, I mean, you're probably looking at a middle of the first-round pick because teams see the potential in what he can do and look so much at last year. So I see him still being a first-round pick, but this offseason is going to be interesting because I feel like he's going to go to the draft, but I think he would benefit a lot from playing one more year.
Is he so is Sellers a redshirt sophomore or?
Yes, redshirt sophomore. So this is his 3rd year. He sat behind Spencer Rattler his first year.
Okay. So he is eligible. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. I do think he should stay another year, but what we think and what kids think when people start listening there is like two different things.
If you think about it, he could come back for another year, develop as a quarterback, and he'll still have a few dollars in his pockets with, NIL and everything like that. So just come back, work on your game a little bit, develop, hopefully have a better season next year, and you'll be up there with some of the better QBs. So, yeah, I would definitely come back. But to Herb's point, I mean, who are we right now? So
you just never know anymore, man. It's one of the more frustrating things. You have no idea. And you have mock drafts in front of you, so you know what everyone's thinking before you go.
But exactly.
I think people just ignore it anyway. So And Jack, you are liked by the Alabama crowd already. So
yeah,
well, that's good to see. That is good to see.
well,
I know. I try to make sense. That's a key thing around here.
Mike said there'll be sellers in the OC market. Yeah,
I read that also,
especially if you keep.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
interesting.
mean, do you see any way they keep Shula?
I mean, the offense has to significantly improve. If they continue to play like this the rest of the way, they're bottom of the SEC in offense. I mean, there's no way, especially and that's the other thing. Like, if you keep Shula for next year, I know he's under contract and stuff.
Yeah,
but if you keep him, I mean, sellers, I would be more inclined to just go to the draft or transfer elsewhere because you're just not. You've had your worst season under Mike Shula, and that's no disrespect to Mike, but he just has not gotten the most out of Lenoris like Dowell Loggins did last year, and that's a problem. So you talk about development, and maybe he can get that going to the NFL after this season, but I think it would be better for him, unless he's going to be a guaranteed first-round pick. I do think it is best for him to come back, get that extra year of eligibility. That he will have that year, and just use it to develop more. Because unless there's a substantial amount of improvement between now and the end of the year, I just don't know what to say about this offense other than they are just not good right now.
Yeah. And you have to develop in college because the NFL is just terrible with
they throw you out there right out of the gate,
and the game is so much faster too.
It's so different. I think it would be again. I think the game is going to be way too quick for him up there. He's a good player, but I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it right now.
And it's going to be harder for him to develop. Yeah, appreciate you, Enrique. It's going to be harder for him to continue to develop throughout the season because after us, you got Ole Miss, and then I think A&M after that. And I want to say, obviously, Clemson at the end. So, and who knows how Clemson's going to play. So it's going to be – these last 4 or 5 games are going to be pretty rough. So –
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely going to be rough. And speaking of which, I'm glad you brought that up, Rodg, because you look at the schedule coming up. South Carolina right now is 3-4 on the season. Obviously, you need 6 to get to a bowl game. Well, you got number 4 Alabama this week. You have number 8 Ole Miss next week on the road. You get the bye week, and then perfect schedule brought. And then you go to A&M, number 3 in the country on November 15th.
Number 3, 3, 4, 3. Wow,
that's a really tough slate. And before that, you had already played Oklahoma, who's ranked. You played at LSU, Missouri, who's ranked at night. You played Missouri. I mean, and Vanderbilt, the schedule has just been so tough this year for South Carolina.
Yeah.
But that's not to make any excuses because this is a team that was up in the fourth quarter against Missouri. They were in a 1-score game in the fourth quarter at night with LSU, a game that both games I think South Carolina probably could have won, but didn't. And now you're in a hole to where it's you got to win 3 of your next 5 games. And the fact of the matter is you have to win at least one of these next 3 in this gauntlet against Bama, Ole Miss, and A&M. And I just can't say that's going to happen, especially with how bad this offense has been.
Right. And when you did the previews at the beginning, you had them in that before the LSU game, 5 games, you had them 4-1, losing Missouri. And then that didn't go. And then you had losing one of Oklahoma or Alabama, and then one of Ole Miss and Texas A&M. And now it's kind of
not. I think they're going to lose all 3 right now. If you ask me, it's not looking good, guys. It's been bad. It's been bad.
So Sadie has a question for you then.
I don't think so. I'll tell you why. I don't think Shane's getting fired because number one, you just signed him to that contract earlier this season. Before the season started back in I want to say January, you signed him to an extension and gave him a raise. You are not getting rid of him. Now, there's the elephant in the room that has been talked about a lot. Will he go to Virginia Tech? I don't have a clear answer on that.
Right.
I think Virginia Tech is going to call him, and I think they're definitely going to give it their best shot to offer him the job. That would probably be their first option. I can't think of who else would be their first option. Maybe an Alex Golish from USF or somebody just a high-rising coordinator maybe. Or maybe they go after a sitting P4 coach. Who knows? But Beamer's probably their top option, and I think they're going to do everything they can to go get him. He's spoken many times about how he loves it here at South Carolina, and being here and not being in his dad's shadow. But we also know he loves Blacksburg. He loves Virginia Tech. So don't rule it out, I would say. But also, I think at the end of the day, he's going to be back here next season. He's earned the right to be back here because he's had one bad year so far. And this year's still not over. So I think if he gets to a bowl game this year, you avoid complete failure. But next year's definitely got to be better through South Carolina.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think a big part of that would be, if you do get a different OC and Sellers does come back, I mean, there's already having your quarterback is half of it. So I could see that. J-Bake wanted to ask about your O-line injuries. And then we saw the reports where they're like, nope, everybody's healthy and good to go.
They've been pretty banged up on the O-line this year. Casey Henry, who I think had been their best offensive lineman, he was at right tackle. He got hurt in the Missouri game, first play, dislocated his shoulder. Beamer did say earlier this week he's probably out for the season. And that's really the only, you see it on the SEC injury report, he's the only one listed as out. So he's probably done for the year. And it sucks because he's always been hurt throughout his college career. Nolan Hay is another guy that's been banged up since the Missouri game as well. He's now listed as probable. And then Shane Beamer did mention all the other guys that had been banged up. Let's see if I can get them all right off the top of my head. Shed Surratt, Trobaugh, Tree Babalade, Nolan Hay. That's 4. Trying to think who the 5th one is. There was somebody. And Jatavius Shivers. All those guys. Shivers is listed as questionable, I believe, and he had a club on his hand, a cast on his hand last week. So, and he doesn't really start anyway. But those other guys, most of them are starters. Tree, Tro, Shed, all starters. Nolan Hay was starting at center before he got hurt. So South Carolina should be as healthy as possible on the offensive line, minus Casey Henry this week.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
I know. But also, again, this offensive line, with or without those guys, has not been good. It's as simple as that. So you say, oh, great, but it's Alabama's defense. I mean, they're doing pretty good, aren't they? So it's I think they're going to be able to get the Sellers a good bit this weekend. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, honestly.
Yeah. But you guys kind of have us right where you want us because Alabama on the road as a double-digit favorite playing an unranked team. This is our kryptonite.
This did not fare well for us last year. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But that was last year. You guys went to Georgia, won that
ranked,
game.
Though.
Yeah, I get, but it was at night. It was at Georgia. I mean, look, Florida State happened. That feels like a lifetime ago, does it not? I mean,
yes.
Alabama is playing its best football. This is not last year. No disrespect to Jalen Milroe, but I think Ty Simpson is a far better quarterback for what Alabama is trying to do. They got the weapons. They got the run game. I think, and they got the guys back on defense. So this is a very good Alabama team, and I think they're going to be able to handle Willie B in that environment on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this then, approach from this way. For South Carolina to pull the upset, they have to do what?
You got to play really
good question.
You got to play really damn well to win this game. You're going to need a few miracles, in my opinion. Honestly, it starts with winning the turnover battle. It has to start there. Carolina loves to force turnovers. The bad thing is Ty Simpson hasn't thrown a lot of thrown a lot of interceptions. Only 1 on the year so far. So it starts there, forcing Alabama to make mistakes. Number 2, you got to stay out of the self-inflicted mistakes. You can't be having turnovers on your end, and you can't be having penalties. You got to find a way to get this offense going.
Yeah.
You have to. There is no way you win the game this weekend with the offense you've had over the honestly, this entire season. So, and I think Alabama, again, has put those road woes from last year to rest. This is a different year, different team, a much improved one at that returned a lot of what they had from last year, if I'm remembering correctly, guys. It's just going to be tough. I don't know if this defense, for as good as they've been at times, I don't know if they're going to be able to get the turnovers that they need to win this game. And I just don't know if the offense is going to be able to go out here and pull off a real stunner. But I will say this. We have seen, I know the past doesn't really matter for this year, but we have seen South Carolina teams that have been kind of in this spot before where they just show absolutely nothing. And then they go out here and pull off a remarkable upset. Like 2022, the Florida game, they lost 38-6. They did nothing on offense. The next week, what do? They score 63 points against Tennessee, a top 5 team in the country, pull off the upset of the year for the Gamecocks, and the offense magically gets going. Like, we have seen this story before for South Carolina. We saw it last year at times. Like, we saw last year, this very game, when Alabama played South Carolina. South Carolina only scored 3 points.
Nail-biter.
Yes. And then they went out there and covered that insane spread, which I think was like 3 touchdowns, and then they lost by 2. So my point being, the past doesn't necessarily apply to this year, but you've seen Shane Beamer-led teams just come out and have these magical type of performances when you least expect it. And I think Carolina performs at its best when nobody believes in them and nobody gives them a shot. So believe me, I'm probably not giving them a shot to win this weekend, but I think that could help them in some ways. Everyone's disrespecting us. Let's go out here, backs up against the wall. Actually, no pressure in this game, and let's go win it.
Yeah. And I think that's the scary part of it to me, is you have a team that you still know is talented and a quarterback you know is talented. And like you said, there's nothing to lose and a chance to kind of make your season and really turn it around. We all know that, especially in college. One win can turn everything around.
Oh, this would be a game
we knew what you meant.
Like, monumental.
Like you win this game if you're South Carolina. Not everything changes because you're not going to the college football playoff, but having a chance to go to a bowl game significantly increases. I think you're able to probably beat Coastal and beat Clemson at home later in the year. Who knows what happens on the road, but you're feeling a lot better about everything if you're able to beat Alabama. But more so than that, even if South Carolina loses this game, I want to see an offense that can go out there and put up points. That would give me hope the rest of the way that South Carolina can win any of these games if they show something on offense.
I agree with that. Let's let you hear. Mike always does a fun fact segment for us. We always like to see what our visitors think of that. And Randy, I saw your score. I think it's Husky droppings, even though we put it out.
That's definitely Husky droppings. I laughed when I saw it. I was like, "Come on, Randy is never."
Randy's our Georgia Bulldog guy. Yeah, he's always kind of poking at us Alabama guys. He put 52-3. I'm like, I think right before that he was like, "I don't believe in your running game on either side of the ball." So I was like, I don't know. Can't believe anything Randy tells us.
Everyone, it's Big Mike back again with another edition of Bama Opponents Fun Fact. This week, the South Carolina Gamecocks. South Carolina is one of only 2 schools in college football that use the Gamecock as its moniker. But how'd they get it? Most of the internet would lead you to believe that they're named as such because of Revolutionary War hero Thomas Sumter, who fought in the South Carolina militia and was also known as the Fighting Gamecock. And while that may be partly true, the real reason comes from a different kind of fight. Back in 1902, after a big come-from-behind win against their heated rival Clemson, students started carrying around pictures of a gamecock standing over a beaten tiger. This made the Clemson students so angry that they confronted the South Carolina students and fans, almost causing a riot after a parade that followed the game. When reporting on the incident, the media kept referring to the students as Gamecocks, and well, it kind of stuck from there. Let's just hope that this weekend the Tide shows more fight than this version of the Gamecocks and brings home the win. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. So, Jack, as far as the naming for the Gamecocks, is that accurate, or is it like which one are you leaning towards?
I don't know. The whole history of it is. Yeah, I did know about the whole Clemson thing with that.
Gotcha.
I think it was in like 1906 or something. So yeah, that I know. I think led to them being named the Gamecock. So it's actually very interesting. So definitely,
it is. Shout out to Big Mike. Big Mike always comes through.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. That's always one of our favorite segments. I did have one random question that I meant to get it at the beginning, and then we'll kind of go into maybe final scores and predictions for this. Were you surprised at all at South Carolina's three rivals, I guess, until they redo it again?
Good question.
Georgia, Florida, and Kentucky?
I love it. I think it is geographically, it just makes sense. Like, I'm so glad that South Carolina no longer has to play Missouri every year. I love going to Kyle Field and I love going to Texas A&M. But guys, let's be real. These trips are so far. Like, I just went to Missouri for the first time for football back in September. I don't want to go back. Like, it is a haul to get over there. And it's like, this year we're taking 3 flights for football. Like, I travel for these road games, and we've traveled once every month this season. It's been insane, and I'm glad to see that Florida's back on the schedule. I know, excuse me, I know South Carolina hasn't had the best track record against Georgia lately, but that's the closest road trip that South Carolina has, and it's the same for Georgia. So playing those teams every year, you get Kentucky as well. I like it. I think fans would have liked to see Tennessee maybe squeezed in there, but that would be really tough considering Tennessee gets Alabama. They get Vanderbilt. I don't think Florida is I can't remember who Tennessee's third rival is.
I felt like theirs was Kentucky, wasn't it?
I forget.
Yeah. Is it Auburn? I see a comment here. Well, that's for Bama. Never mind. See, I was Crimson Burner.
Well, Kyle's joking anyway. Tennessee, Mississippi State, and who else? Like, he forgot.
I honestly could not tell you who Tennessee's because it usually should be Florida since that's the third week in September. But point being, I like it for South Carolina because those are rivals for this team, and also geographically, like, you don't have to hop on a flight and go to any of those schools. Like, it's all drivable, and you don't have to play Missouri, Texas A&M, Arkansas every single year.
To Georgia, I don't think they're Tennessee. No, because people are talking about how easy Tennessee's was, right?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
So
Alabama, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. Those are Tennessee's.
Yeah, so it was Kentucky. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was. I think everybody memorizes theirs and says, forget everybody.
Yeah,
I did too.
That was at the back of my mind until you guys.
I always have to pull it up. I'm like, hold on, let me check right quick. Let me pull this up because I can't memorize all that stuff.
Yeah, that shows how we don't really care. All right, honest prediction on how you think this weekend goes. How's the game script? How do you think it ends up? And give me one bold prediction for this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the first time I'm going to actually give a score prediction because I have Alabama winning this game. I see.
Agreed, Mike.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think. I'm going to have Alabama winning this game. I'm going to go 38-13. I think this is going to be a pretty again, you laugh, but just wait.
You're going to laugh when I give my score prediction. That's why I laugh.
God. If you guys have it, like, if South Carolina even covers the spread and y'all's predictions, I'm going to be shocked. Like you guys have not seen this South Carolina offense on full display yet. It's a joke right now how bad it is with how many talented players are on this offense.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Alabama's a really good team. I've watched them a good bit this year. They've been good. I watched them on Saturday against Tennessee. Defense is sharp. Ty Simpson's balling out. Heisman front runner, in my opinion, right now. This team's really good. They've handled the tough environments already this season on the road. I know Willie B's going to be tough, but it can be tough only for the start of the game if you go out there and put 14 points up on the board or something right away. You get those fans checked out, and you go out there and rout South Carolina. I think that's going to be the case this weekend. Show me that the offense can go out there and do something before I even think about predicting this game to be closer. I can't, in good faith, pick South Carolina to keep it close, much less cover. I just don't see it. So, 38-13. If I had, what was the other thing? I had to give one
bold prediction for this game.
That's a good question. Well, I think South Carolina will score a touchdown in this game. I think that's the.
Is that how bad it's gotten?
All right, let me break it down for you guys because this is how bad it got over the weekend. So Carolina gave up a touchdown to Oklahoma on the first drive of the game, right? They go down the field. They get into the red zone. They're at the 9-yard line with 1st and goal. Mike Shula runs 3 straight handoffs up the middle. They get down to the 3-yard line. It's 4th and goal. Normally in this situation, well, they had a pass play set up, but the blocking was so poor that Sellers had to scramble up the middle, picked up 2 yards, turnover on downs. Later in the game, second quarter, they're driving down the field. They get a pair of pass interference penalties to put them at the 1-yard line, guys. Guess what Mike Shula did? He ran 3 straight handoffs. Do you want to know how many yards they got?
Negative.
Two.
Like, I think it ended up being -2 yards, if I'm not mistaken. They were at the 3-yard line on 4th and goal. It took a backyard football type of play from Sellers to throw to his biggest receiver, Nick Harbor, over the middle of the field to catch a touchdown. So, point being, the offense is really struggling right now. So, and honestly, that's a good question. Go back to the other comment real quick. I don't think they're going to fire Beamer. But I'll say this, man. There's going to be a lot of animosity, a lot of people ready to burn it all down if this team does lose as bad as I think they can. I just don't see it. This offense is not giving me much reason to believe they're going to go out there and have a great game. But I'll be glad to be proven wrong. I would hope I am, honestly.
Yeah. I don't mind if y'all proven right, just maybe not this week. Like if we can wait a week and then reset.
Wait till another week,
yeah. And I had to post this one when I had a chance to look at it. One of our favorite folks, Randy, is the at this right here, Georgia Bulldog guy. His show is tonight, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then they do Powers Hour with him and his brother Joe where they pick all the games. But great guys to know, great people to collab with, man. I think you guys would have some fun if y'all ever hook up down the line. So
awesome.
Y'all don't know. We were trying to find a South Carolina person, and Jack was actually on vacation. And he said, hit me up when I get back from vacation. And you were the only South Carolina person that would even talk to us. So we were like, guess we're going to wait on Jack's vacation.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we got this set up. I'm glad we're back on here talking to you.
Absolutely. There were teams we didn't invite back, certain people. So the fact that we invited you back meant we really enjoyed.
We appreciate you, man.
No, it's all.
I appreciate you guys as always.
Roger, did you want to tell them why your score prediction almost the same?
My score prediction was 40-14. I feel like we always it was. That's why when you said 38-13, I was like, wow, I was kind of thinking along the same lines. I know we could. I think Lenoris will do enough to get in the end zone a few times, but with the way that our offense has been trending up in the past, pretty much after that, after week 1, I think we have the capability of getting around 35-40 points a game. It just depends on what type of offense we're going to run later on in the game, especially in the second half. If the score is already a little out of hand, I don't know if we're going to try to run the ball more. I don't know what Grubb's going to do, but I'll go with 40-14 right now and hope that sticks.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see like the 30-10 that I saw out there earlier, just because their offense has trouble moving. I think we'll get way too many cracks at it. I think. Really,
yeah, totally.
I mean, yeah. As I'm looking at our rankings, and we're like second to last in the conference running, and then South Carolina's last, and I didn't even expect that. Especially with the colors and the ability to get out there. Usually that helps.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like I said, we were high on South Carolina. JT had him in the conference championship game, so
it's been bad, guys. It has, and hopefully this is the week it turns around. But I just don't see it. So you guys will hopefully have a good time out there.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. Like we're still working on a lot of stuff, so I don't even think we've seen the best from our offense. So it'll be interesting. We'll see. Did that. Did want to give you a quick tip. Raj and I don't pick these games, but if you wanted to try your hand real quick.
Oh, for sure.
Big Mike, who does our the fun fact, he gives us these. So Raj and I make our picks at the end of the week, but we don't let you have some fun, man.
Yeah. All right, lock them in. Let's go. I'm gonna pick Vanderbilt to win. I actually picked Vanderbilt to beat LSU last week. That turned out pretty well. Game day's going there. Give me Vandy. Peso Pavia. Diego Pavia is looking really good. A&M has never gone to Tiger Stadium at night and won, if I'm remembering correctly.
That's wild.
Guys, we see this every year with A&M, where there's always that stretch where they falter and they don't. There's a reason why they've never made the SEC championship game. I'm going to say LSU gets the job done at night. I don't trust A&M. USF, Memphis, I like Alex Golish. I like what they're doing down in Tampa. Give me the Bulls to beat Memphis. Texas coming off the really tight game against Kentucky. Feels like everyone has that tight game against those guys at some point. And Mississippi State, they've had a lot of close games. I think we see Mississippi State get it done. I've been pretty high on them this year in a lot of these game picks that I've done, thinking they're going to get it done. I picked them to beat Arizona State. They won that game. I picked them to beat Tennessee. Took them to overtime, and I picked them to beat Florida last week. I like what Mississippi State's doing. They're just really coming up short in a lot of these close games. I think they get it done this week. I'm not sold on Texas this season. Ole Miss at Oklahoma. I can't see what the spread is on this game, but
the ticker.
There we go. 4.5. Okay.
Kind of an elimination game too for your. This drops one of them to 2.
Yeah.
And 2 losses.
With everything going on with Ole Miss and Kiffin and the potential of Florida being his next destination, Ole Miss is another team that seemingly falters, and they lost to a good Georgia team, a game that they should not have lost. I think Ole Miss is going to get the job done. Oklahoma played well. They're a very good defense. Mateer was fine, but he wasn't the Heisman level player that I thought he was going to be. But a lot of that has to do with the injury. So give me Ole Miss to win.
Nice.
I like those picks.
I think I make my picks Friday, and Rodg makes his picks on Saturday this week.
Herb, you go first. Yes.
Yeah. So now I have to take all that into account. He beat me by 1 last week because he took Vanderbilt, and I did an anti-Rodg pick, and I took LSU.
LSU,
But we actually talked this. Corey Burton is a friend of ours from Locked On Vandy, and he had already texted me, said we're going to win this weekend, and I just didn't listen. So I'll listen in the future. I just ran through a wall. Jay Bank is pumped up, and he's definitely showering you with the praise. What's that? Fair enough, but I wish you the best of luck, Comedian. What will we do? Yeah,
no,
that's one of our favorites.
Appreciate that.
Okay. All right, you've survived the episode. Yes. We won't have the same question as Death from last time, so we won't put you on the spot. You don't have to choose anybody. You already chose Rodg anyway, so my feelings.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember that. That was. Yeah. God. Remind me, what was that again? That happened. What was that last?
If you had to go to a South Carolina Alabama championship game and you could only take one of us.
Oh my God, that's right. Well,
and I appreciate it, Jack.
You guys are probably going to be in the. You guys, one of you guys should be taking me to the Alabama playing the SEC title game because we're
actually not allowed to go on the road to games because we went to Florida State and we went to Oklahoma.
Norman. We were at Norman last year.
So the chat and specifically Kat has banned us.
So we can watch games together on the TV, but just not attend them together. So that's where the bad luck is.
That's fair. Yeah. I understand that.
Okay. Rodg, did you want to go first? Did you have one? Or?
Yeah. So, Jack, you mentioned South Carolina's offensive woes throughout the season. So, for this game specifically, if you could get 3 former South Carolina players on offensive players and replace them with 3 current offensive players, which 3 would you get?
Ooh, I like this question. I would take Spencer Rattler, quarterback. He had a really good season 2 years ago.
He had a cannon. Yeah.
Really good. I just wish he had a better offensive line. I would take Marcus Lattimore at running back. You got to get him out there. And then, gosh, I'm trying to think of like an offensive lineman. Like my South Carolina history is not that good just because I've only been covering
for like 3 years, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is like my 3rd year. So like I couldn't tell you an offensive lineman from like 5-10 years ago. I would say let's go with a good tight end. Honestly, you'd like to have someone maybe like a Jared Cook or something. So that would be another guy I would say.
Okay.
I like it. All right. Let's say the worst happens and you fire the coach and clean staff, clean sweep, right? You have to fire back. You have to hire back a new head coach, offensive and defensive coordinator.
So,
but you can only pick supervillains for each one of these spots.
Ooh, okay.
Marvel or DC or anyone else, it doesn't matter. But who do you put in each spot?
So supervillains, like comic supervillains.
Comic supervillains.
Okay. What about Star Wars? Okay.
Now let's go comics. I'll try to think of 3. Oh man, off the top of my head, offensive coordinator. Oh my god, this is a really specific question. Oh my gosh, like man, if you had like told me this before, I'd been like, okay, I'll actually like give like some real thought to this. God, who are some like super villains? I don't.
What if I gave you superheroes? Would that make it easier?
I don't even know, man. Let's just yeah. I'll just go I'll just go comics in general, I guess. Okay. The head coach. Shoot, I would say who's like a really. I don't know. You know, I'll go offensive coordinator. I feel like Iron Man could probably like Tony Stark, billionaire. Like he could get some good plays called. I think, you know, he seems to be.
I feel like Stark would love to run up the scoreboard too.
Oh yeah,
he would absolutely be like, a Lane Kiffin rubbing in your face.
It's only 75-3. What are we doing here? Yeah.
Yes, I would love that. Defensive coordinator. I would take. See, the thing is, this would work better if it were players, because then I'm like, oh, I can pick like Hulk to be on the defensive line, or something.
He would be the entire defensive line. Yes.
You know, honestly, actually, I'll take that. I'll take Hulk to be my defensive coordinator because technically, I would get Bruce Banner, and he's a genius. So I'll take him.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah, I like that.
I just want to watch your game the first time somebody misses a tackle. And
it'd be bad.
Oh my god,
it'd be bad. Now, okay. I do have my head coach. I gotta go with Nick Fury, aka how about Coach Carter? He will get those boys ready to roll. So yeah, gotta go. Nick Fury is my head coach. He was the guy who assembled the Avengers. I can think he would assemble a heck of a South Carolina football team.
There you go.
I like that.
I love that.
Mike was trying to give you the villains, Lex Luthor, Brainiac, and
that would be good. Yeah, I just could not think of villains off the top of my head. I'm just like, who would I pick for these things? Again, it's a great question.
Yep. And you had a couple of clowny ones.
Yeah, and I thought you guys said offense.
I said offensive though.
Yeah, if I had to pick one for defense, don't get me wrong, it would totally be Jadeveon Clowney. He would be great.
Right. Well, Jack, you survived the hot seat once again, man. Tell everybody where to find you, what you got coming up, what's going on with you.
Yeah, man. It's crossover season for us right now. We got fall baseball going on. We got men's basketball starting here relatively soon. Honestly, we got an exhibition game going on this weekend against NC State and Will Wade. So excited to see what the Gamecocks look like there. GamecockCentral.com is where you can find all of my work. I'm over there every single day, and it's part of the On3 network. So the cool thing is, if you ever subscribe to Gamecock Central, or honestly, you subscribe to Bama Online with their On3 site over there, you get access to seeing what stories I write on Gamecock Central. You see the Insiders Forum where we got all of our message boards and stuff, all good stuff going on over there. And then you can find me on Twitter right below me here. Jack T. Veltri is my Twitter handle, so you can go ahead and follow me over there. And a lot of good stuff going on at this current moment.
Yes, sir. All right. Always good stuff. We always enjoy having you on here, man. You're always a good sport. Great stuff. You won over Jay Bake. That's like
that's pretty good. So have me on anytime, guys. I'll be happy to join you. So I appreciate it.
Sir. Appreciate it. And Rodg, did you see this suggestion? We should have to name all the SEC coaches as heroes.
This is something we'll have to do next time you guys have me on. So I appreciate you guys.
I'll prep you better for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Guys. Have a good night, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, Rodg. Roll Tide. You saw that. Appreciate everybody in the comments. Sorry we lost some of y'all with the heroes and villains stuff, but Rodg had asked him a superhero question last time, so I thought I would just follow up. So.
Yeah, we're gonna mix it up a little bit.
No, Randy, don't do that. So let me just tell y'all, I don't know how much I would say about it, but Randy gave me a great opportunity this weekend that I could not follow up on, and it made me sad, but it made me happy to know that he thought about me. So, and of course, I give Randy a hard time. He's a Georgia fan. I'm a Bama fan, but Randy, I love you, man. I always appreciate your support and your willingness to help out. So,
yes.
And basically, I was in a situation, Rodg, where I had 3 things working against me, and if one of them had gone right, I would have the opportunity. And none of the 3 worked with me.
None of them went right.
So that's just what it is. We're gonna have to work on this heroes and villains with the SEC coaches. So that
we can play on it.
That might be an interesting little project.
I like that.
So
yeah,
maybe we'll do 2 videos on it, split them all up. Maybe the old East and West like we used to. Anyway, folks, we gotta get. I gotta get up early. Rodg, even though you ditched me for a while, I appreciate you.
My man, bro. I would say it's not going to happen again, but I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. So I hope not.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. All right. And Jay Bake, I saw one of your comments. I couldn't put up the Shula one, but I did.
That was. I saw it too. I chuckled, but I was like, "Herb, don't click on that one." But it was hilarious.
Randy, hope you get some rest. Carol, love you.
All right, get some rest, Randy.
Appreciate you. LA, hope you're doing all right now.
Yes. All right, Jay Bake, appreciate you, man.
I know I missed a bunch, but sorry, we got it going. Y'all have a great night. We will see y'all. We have 2 more videos coming out, I think, this week with bold predictions and 5 things we need to see from the game. And then I'll be at a birthday party, hiding away somewhere watching the game. We will be here Saturday night. If you don't think I will ditch these people to go somewhere and watch the game, I will bring my little TV in the car with me, Rodg, and find a place to plug in.
I know you will. I know you will.
Yep. So roll Tide, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Roll Tide, y'all. Yep.